Imagine, just one small mistake, and a great king is cursed to lose his life as he approaches his wife. This is the tragic story of King Pandu, a courageous king who never imagined that a hunt in the forest would bring a great disaster into his life. How will this curse change his fate? Will Pandu find a way to undo it? Or will fate claim his life in the most unexpected way? The answer awaits. Keep watching to discover what happens next. The Mahabharata, Season 3, Episode 4, King Pandu's Conquest and the Sage's Curse.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to support us and stay connected with more engaging videos.
Once upon a time, in the era of Dwapara Yuga, the third age of the world's cycle of yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, in which humanity shows its first significant decline in righteousness. An age where morality and immorality coexist equally and spirituality is deteriorating. In this age, Krishna, an avatar of Vishnu, took birth to establish a dharma, divine truth or justice. He taught humanity vital lessons to expand their consciousness. He taught about dharma, responsibility, righteousness, devotion, the essence of life and fulfilling responsibility, without concern to the outcome, emphasizing unselfish conduct. He played a very important role in this era, where the great epic of Mahabharata taken place.
King Pandu soon started the military conquests after becoming king of Kuru kingdom. After getting married to Kunti, the adoptive daughter of Kunti Bhoja and the daughter of Shurasena, the grandfather of Sri Krishna, Pandu set his clear goal on conquering the world. With his formidable armies, consisting of many Akshauhini divisions of soldiers, Pandu subjugated one country after another. A solid phalanx of 21,870 chariots, 21,870 elephants, 109,650 infantry, and 65,000 cavalry is called an Akshauhini. He first conquered the robber tribes of Asarna. He next headed toward the kingdom of Magadha, where there reigned a king named Dirga. This king was proud of his strength and had made numerous offenses against other monarchies. Pandu broke the strength of his army and killed him on the battlefield. Taking everything in the king's treasury, he marched into Mithila and subjugated the Videhas. He then conquered the kingdoms of Kashi, Sumba, and Pundra. When all the kings of the world were thus defeated, they considered Pandu to be a formidable warrior, a demigod like Indra, the king of heaven. They paid tribute to him and offered all kinds of wealth to gain his favor. Thus the Kuru king returned to his capital, taking with him his acquired opulence. Upon his return to Hastinapura, he saw another army approaching. When the armies arrived before him, Pandu said to his attendant,
"Who is this brave king who refuses to accept the Kuru kingdom's might?"
His loyal attendant replied,
"This is the mighty army of Madra kingdom, O the great Kuru king."
Knowing this, King Pandu commanded this army of preparing to attack, but the king of Madra refused to fight. King Pandu said to himself,
"What kind of warrior is he, and what kind of a battle is this?"
The king of Madra then was approaching Pandu and stood before him. Pandu said to him,
"O king of Madra, you're welcome if you seek friendship. Otherwise, stay there and prepare for the battle."
King Madra responded,
"Oh, the best among kings. Friendship is between equals."
Pandu then asked him,
"Why come here with an army under your flag?"
Hearing this, the king of Madra smiled and said,
This army is yours, and so are the flags under which it fights. It does not mean that we don't know to fight. We do. Even we may not be the first in battle. We are not the last either. But it does not hurt our honor to bow before mighty Kuru's king. Will Hastinapura's king accept my friendship? If not, we are prepared to fight unto death.
Hearing this kind words, King Pandu got down from his war chariot and approached the king, saying,
We believe in friendship, O good king. There is nothing more beautiful than friendship.
The two kings then hugged each other. King of Madra said,
O the best of Kuru's clan, please accept my gift.
Pandu responded,
Should I accept it, without knowing it? But a friend's gift will be pleasant. I knew a friend can never betray.
Pandu agreed to accept his gift. Upon receiving Pandu's consent, King of Madra then brought his beautiful sister, Princess Madri, before him, saying,
This is a gift from a friend.
King Pandu was confused and asked,
This your sister, king?
King Madra convinced Pandu in saying,
Yes, my sister is also my charioteer. She will guide your life's chariot. Please accept her.
King Pandu was in a moral dilemma, saying,
You have placed me in a moral predicament. Her beauty will light up my heart and brings the rainbow colors into my life. But
why King Pandu?
King Madra asked him. Pandu continued in saying,
since I have Princess Kunti as my wife, therefore only she has the rights to accept Madri or not. If Maharani Kunti has no objection, then the gate of Hastinapura and my heart are open for her.
Meanwhile, Princess Madri, after hearing this, requested King Pandu, saying,
Please take me with you to Maharani Kunti. Let her decide. My brother has already given me away to you. Let me test my fate.
Hearing this, King Pandu agreed and said to King of Madra,
Please allow us to take your leave for Hastinapura.
With respect, King of Madra approved, and both kings again hugged each other. Princess Madri asked blessing from his brother before leaving him. Upon their arrival to Hastinapura, Pandu, along with Madri, were welcomed with great joy by his subjects and praised for reviving the glory of the Kurus. The citizens, led by Bhishma, went out to receive the victorious king, observing the long train of riches and animals brought back from the conquered kingdoms. Pandu, expressing his gratitude to Bhishma, was hailed as a hero who had restored the lost territories and wealth of the Kurus. His triumphant return to the capital was marked by celebrations and joy among the people, with Pandu being honored for his successful conquests and valor. Meanwhile, in Hastinapura's palace, Maharani Kunti was waiting for her husband. She was very delighted when hearing the people of Hastinapura shouted,
Victory to King Pandu! Victory to King Pandu! Long live the King of Hastinapura! Long live the King of Hastinapura!
Her maiden informed her,
Maharaja Pandu has arrived in Hastinapura, O Queen.
Joyful, Maharani Kunti welcomed Pandu. Pandu introduced Madri, saying,
She is Madri, Princess of Madra.
Kunti then approached Madri and said,
I welcome you, O the most beautiful among princes. I accept you as my sister.
Saying this, Kunti gave his consent for Pandu for marrying her. Thus, Pandu was married to Madri in a grand ceremony in Hastinapura's palace. As narrated previously, Dhritarashtra, his elder brother, was married to Gandhari. Gandhari is regarded as an epitome of virtue. During her wedding with Dhritarashtra, she resolved to spend the remainder of her life as a blind woman in order to share the debility and pain of her husband. For the rest of her life, she kept a cloth tied to her eyes and thus deprived herself of the power of sight. The marriage was arranged by Bhisma. Her brother Shakuni was enraged that Hastinapura, already having humiliated Gandhari to be married by a blind prince. Shakuni swore to destroy the Kuru dynasty and was one of the main reasons behind the War of Kurukshetra. Let's keep the story of Shakuni aside for some time and turn towards how the story of Pandu continue.
After establishing his power over the earth, King Pandu retired to the forest along with his two wives, Kunti and Madri. There they lived in opulence and enjoyed the beautiful wooded areas at the base of the Himalayan mountains. One day, Pandu, while roaming about the forest, saw a large deer that seemed to be the leader of a herd. It was engaged in sex with its female companion. Pandu pierced them both with 5 sharp arrows. The animal was not actually a deer, but a rishi's son of great ascetic merit, who was enjoying his mate in the form of a deer. When pierced in this way, the deer fell, uttering cries like a human being. In anger, the deer chastised Maharaja Pandu.
O king, even men that are slaves to lust and anger, and who are ever sinful, never commit cruel acts such as this. Why have you pierced me with arrows while I was enjoying my wife?
Kings engage in the sport of killing deer in the same way as they kill opponents of religion. You should not reproach me for a sin done in ignorance. Animals of this species are killed in the open or hidden from view. Formerly, the sage Agastya, while engaged in the performance of sacrifice, killed every deer in the forest and offered it in sacrifice to the heavenly gods. I am presently killing deer in the forest for use in sacrifice. You have been killed for the same reason. Seeing that I am following in the footsteps of the great sages, why do you reproach me?
O king, I do not blame you for slaying a deer. But instead of acting so cruelly, you should have waited till the act of intercourse was complete. I am a Muni named Kindama, and I was engaged in sexual intercourse with my mate because unrestricted sex life is not allowed in human society. You have slain me without knowing that I am a Brahmana, and therefore the reaction for killing a Brahmana will not come upon you. However, because you have killed me while I was enjoying my wife, certainly your fate will be like mine. When you approach your wife for intercourse, premature death will overcome you and your wife. You have brought lamentation to me when I was seeking happiness, and now I say, grief will come to you when you seek pleasure with your wife. The moment you sleep with her, you are going to die.
Pronouncing this curse, the sage, in the form of a deer, left his body and attained the heavenly regions due to his ascetic merits. After the sage's death, King Pandu was momentarily bewildered by such a reversal in his life. The wicked Pandu exclaimed,
Even if born in pious families, are deluded by their passions. Although I am the son of the great Krishna Dwaipayana Vyasa, I have engaged in the frivolous act of killing deer in the forest. Oh, how foolish I have been. The demigods have forsaken me. I now seek liberation. The great impediments to salvation are the desire to beget children and the other pleasures related to sex life. I shall live the life of an ascetic and bring my passions under control by severe austerities. I shall renounce my kingdom and, shaving my head, wander the earth begging my sustenance from the trees and the rivers. I will no longer find fault with others, but have a friendly attitude, devoted to the good of all creatures. I will take complete shelter of the Supreme Lord, who is the only savior from all miseries.
After this unforeseen calamity, King Pandu sent all his servants and wealth back to Hastinapura, and he also sent the news to Bhishma and his brothers of all that had taken place. The elders in the court at Hastinapura were sullen on hearing what had happened. Dhritarashtra was especially affected by the turn of events. While living in the forest, Pandu renounced sense gratification and became a distinguished sage, although born of the warrior race. The great rishis in the forest treated him like a brother or friend. While living in the forest, Pandu became fully satisfied in himself, but he understood that the world was now without protection. Also, he knew that his debt to his forefathers could not be paid unless he had children who could perform sacrifices. When the rishis in the forest visited the heavenly realm, Pandu could not accompany them. With some anxiety in his heart, he requested Kunti.
For the world's protection and to preserve the Bharata dynasty, I want you to procreate children by a highly advanced Brahmana. Without powerful children to maintain the Kuru dynasty, the whole world may fall into ruin. Also, one has a debt to pay to his ancestors by begetting good children. In the same manner that Vyasadeva conceived me, I want you to conceive children by the semen of some great rishi.
Thus, in heavy desperation, King Pandu requested Kunti to procreate children to preserve the Bharata's dynasty. In the next episode, again, the kingdom of Kuru has suffered a succession crisis since King Pandu was not able to give the children due to the sage's curse. How Pandu and his wives resolved this succession crisis? Uncover it in the next episode. Let us continue to embark on a journey through time to explore the origins of this timeless epic. The story of mankind, the story of Dharma.
Whenever there is a decline in righteousness and an increase in sinfulness, O descendant of Maratha, at that time I manifest myself on earth to protect the righteous, to annihilate the wicked, and to re-establish the principles of Dharma. I appear on this earth, age after age. Weapons cannot shred the soul, nor can fire burn it. Water cannot wet it, nor can the wind dry it. All the best among warriors fight for the sake of Duvi, treating alike happiness and distress, loss and gains, victory and defeat. Fulfilling your responsibility, in this way you will never incur sense.